Hey guys, Bonnie again, back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about something that's really important if you're wanting to do seasonal work or traveling a lot like I talk about, and that is the fear of leaving. So many of us, for so many different reasons, our biggest issue with actually going and traveling is we are afraid to physically leave where we are. This may be because it's the only place we've ever lived before, or maybe it's not the only place we've lived, but it's the only place we really know. Maybe we've lived here for 5 years and don't really know anywhere else, or we've been here since we were 3 and we don't really know anywhere else, or maybe this is just where your support group is and you feel safe here, or maybe you have a lack of money or a lack of confidence. I feel like those are the 4 biggest things that really stop people from wanting to leave and what causes the fear of leaving. So I want to talk about how can you tackle those 4 issues individually. So let's start with, what if it's the only place you've ever been? My tip to you is you're going to want to start researching other places. You could go on Google and just type in pretty places, pretty places in America, pretty places in insert state you want to live in. You could watch other videos of people who travel. You could just Google, go on like the Google map and do the physical view. Like, there's so many different ways you could do it, but you're definitely going to start by looking at places. You're going to want to realize, you're going to want to consider the geography of the place. You're going to want to consider the climate, how big the cities are, and you're also going to consider the jobs that are there if you're planning on going long term. If you're thinking about just going for a trip, then you're mostly just going to consider the first 3 things. But really just get an idea of where you're going and what sounds good to you. Because if you don't know where you're going, then it is going to be scary. But if you have an idea and you know, this is where I'm going, this is what it's like, it's going to be 80 degrees, it's, beautiful, it's on the beach. Like, if you have that kind of idea in mind, then you know what to prepare for, and it's not so scary as if you're planning a trip to somewhere and you literally don't know anything about the city. Like, that would be scary because you wouldn't know what to prepare for. Next, another concern is that maybe your support system and kind of, your feeling of safety is there. So maybe your family or all your friends are there, and so if you say are short on money, or if you need just, emotional support, you know that you have that there, and maybe you're afraid of leaving that. I feel like this definitely goes more with people who are considering moving than just a quick travel, but it could definitely apply to short travels as well if you're going to a place that is very intimidating to you. So I think the main thing to consider is just that you are an adult, you are capable of doing this. You just have to remind yourself that you can do this, and you will make new friends. And yes, it's going to be scary, yes, it's going to be hard at first, but in the end it does help you. So for example, right now I am planning a trip to South America, and because I've lived in Colorado for 4 years, where we get a lot of seasonal workers who happen to come from South America, I have about 3 or 4 friends who I'm planning on either texting or messaging on Facebook and seeing if I could possibly either meet up with them or even maybe stay at their houses while I'm in South America later this year. And that is something that, well, yes, it was hard to come here and not know anyone. Now I have this broader group of people, and now I can go out further and I know these people, and that just opens so many doors to me. I've had one friend already tell me that I can stay at their house in, I think it was Bolivia, or maybe Colombia, somewhere in South America. And so now I have the opportunity to stay in the country, stay in a house, and really get the chance to live like a local, which just opens up my travel opportunities so much more and gives me that much more opportunity to meet more people. So while yes, it is scary, just know that in the end you are going to meet more, and it's going to help you travel more. So you should just get started, because you don't know who you'll meet and how it could help you. The next fear is the lack of money. This definitely ties along with the research before you go. Yes, you want to research the kind of place it is and the temperatures, but you also want to research the cost. So one thing I didn't do before coming to Colorado was research that. I had this naive assumption that everything in America basically costs the same amount. I didn't really realize the fluctuations of costs within the country, and that was something that was really a shocker for me. So definitely do your research, figure out how much everything is going to cost, and then plan accordingly. I always tell people to save, to budget, you know, to be frugal, and, you know, maybe even get a side hustle. I babysit a lot. I've started writing a book. It hasn't been finished yet, but that is something I've been working on. You can always find side gigs on Craigslist. Just be careful with those. And yes, just frugality in general. If you're planning some big trip, especially if you're going to be like me, a nomad, where I'm for a little while going to be taking a plane everywhere I go, I don't need much, so I'm going to stop buying as much and even sell most of the things I have. Like I've mentioned in a previous video, this bed will be very shortly sold, as will almost everything else in this bedroom, because I just simply can't bring it with me. And by having less, it's going to help you. It's going to give you a little bit more money in your pocket, and it could help potentially reduce some bills depending on what it is you cut out of your life. And then the last thing I think that really gives people a fear of leaving and stops them from ever going on their travels is a lack of self-confidence. All I really have to say about that is just build yourself up. You are a strong, independent person. You can do this. For some people that may be a self-help video, maybe you just want to take a couple courses at a cheap community college. I know that really helps me with my self-esteem. Walking can really help, even motivational videos on YouTube. So whatever it is, I'd say if it's your self-confidence holding you back, find something cheap or free that may potentially help you. I realize community college classes can be expensive, but for me, I was able to pay my way through them as I went, because I went to a school that was cheap enough, and it really did such a boost in my confidence to have an associate's degree that it was worth the cost I paid out. So that's something you should consider. Maybe just a hike is all you need. Maybe some motivational videos on YouTube would be good for you. But everybody should work on their self-confidence if that is what is holding you back. So overall, I think the things that hold people back is it's the only place you've been, your support system is there, you feel like you have a lack of money, and you feel like you don't have enough self-confidence. And I feel like these are all very simple things to overcome, and if you truly want to travel, you shouldn't let these things get in your way. If there's anything else you can think that would stop someone from traveling, or any other advice, please comment below. I'm making a whole series on what holds people back from traveling, and I am trying to make this as complete as possible to give everyone the advice they need. I don't expect it to be done anytime soon, but if there's anything that is holding you back from traveling that you want me to talk about specifically, comment it below, and I hope you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.